Would everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? The national anthem, I mean, sorry.
It's all the same. We have a flag.
welcome you and thank you for joining us in the celebration. I would like to take a moment to recognize the board members who are here today. Lee Rotz, Doug Quinn, Mary Tipton, Casey O'Dell, and Connie Hennessy, and also our superintendent, Mike Owens. At this time, I would also like the staff at Hayes Freedom High School to stand up and be recognized by the class of 2015 and their families. One would think that after 7 graduating classes and 7 speeches, that I still would not be trying to finish my speech at 10 p.m. on the Thursday night before graduation once again. However, this year I have finally figured out why I've yet to have this once-a-year task finished prior to the very last minute. It's because I'm not ready, and I will never truly be ready. While I want this day to happen, and I'm happy it will happen, and I celebrate your achievements, this day means something entirely different to me than it does to you. As the principal of Hayes Freedom High School, I am proud and honored to have been a part of your educational journey. However, you and I have always had a termination date. From the day you interviewed at Hayes, June 13th, 2015, was it for us. The clock starts, and as it gets closer to this date, I can start hearing the time tick away in my head. Each good morning and each have a good weekend and stay out of trouble matters a little bit more. I start to worry. Did I do enough? There's something that I forgot to say that might illuminate your multiple options as you enter the next part of your life. I know you are more than capable of achieving the dreams you have today, as well as the dreams that will come along the way. I hope you do as well. Your education will provide you opportunities that without it may not be possible. Your time at Hayes Freedom, whether it was 4 years or 9 weeks, was important beyond what credits you earned, the tests you passed. You were among your people. You are amazing and appreciated for who you are as an individual. You are not compared or judged against anyone, only your own potential. Some of you learned that quickly. Others might just be realizing that right now. I was fierce. You might have misjudged that as mean. About helping you make the choices that would not only get you here today, but I was fierce because you deserved to get here with incredible learning experiences, amazing memories, and most importantly, hope. You are smart, talented, strong-willed, powerful beyond measure. You are ready to accept the next challenge and become who you're supposed to become. And time will keep on ticking anyway. So if there's one thing you remember beyond what you are feeling right here today, treasure your time. Don't waste it. Embrace mistakes, learn from them, move on. Breathe, put your cell phone down, look around, take it in. Laugh and chase happiness. You only get one chance today. Make it count. Time is up. You need to go make your place in this world. Please do so honorably and without regret. Remember that there will always be somebody here that you matter to. One specifically will be cheering for you from afar, but will always be here for you when you need me. Congratulations. Be kind, be proud, fearless. These are the first words we ever see when we walk into Hayes, and we hear them almost every day in every classroom from every teacher. Now, my first year at Hayes as a freshman, I struggled to be a fearless renegade. I was quiet and shy and didn't really talk to anybody. Then I had a class with Mr. Evans, and he taught me to be proud of the music I like and helped me share it with the class. Mrs. Winkley taught me to stand up for what I actually believe in, weekly debates, even though it took her a couple of years to actually get me to talk. And my friends, Scott, Annie, Sophie, and so many others taught me to be myself and not care what others think, because the long run doesn't matter. So, through the support of the magnificent staff and my amazing friend, I have become the fearless renegade I am proud to be today. And I hope all of you are proud of the person you are today, because I certainly am. And I am honored to be graduating with such an amazing class, because you really are fearless. Because when it is time for our generation to be the next leaders, teachers, and doctors, and firefighters, and artists, that fearlessness will be our secret weapon. So go out into the world, and when it is our turn to set it on fire, remember we are renegades, and we are fearless. The brash and speaking then.
Didn't know Holmes was going to talk about time. 47 years ago, 1968, this was one of my high school graduation. So you might be wondering, what's Brash going to say? Tell us a story? I just might. Are you sitting there like I was 47 years ago in 1968, wondering, when's this going to be over? Can't it hurry up? I got family in the audience, teachers, everybody's here for me, but can we get it over with, be done, because I got places to go, things to do, people to see. Come on, let's get this going. You want it to hurry up, and I want it to slow down. Maybe there's a party. Why do things have to move so slow? Personally, I'm wondering how I got here, when it was just the other day that I was sitting in chairs like you in a gym like that. It went like that, just like that. You want things to hurry up, I want things to slow down. Time passes and we move through it. My class graduated on a Sunday. I walked with Connie Hughes. I don't know who spoke and I don't know what they said. I was focused on the parties. The first one was planned by my mother. I was the first to graduate of 7 kids. So Mom and Dad, Rosemary, Sam, Dave, Nicholas, Jackie, Grandma, Grandpa Brash, Aunt Rose, Uncle Cyril, Aunt Roland, Lilius, Uncle Joe and Aunt Margaret, and their 6 kids. It was a nice party at Mom and Dad's house. But I couldn't wait for them to leave because I had a party to go to. And my dad was a masonry contractor, like his dad had been a masonry contractor. He had jobs all over Montana and Spokane, surrounding areas, and he'd offered me a job. I could be a hod carrier, that's a bricklayer's helper, a laborer, and if I worked for him, I could earn $5 an hour. I could save that money and pay my way through college. I had a job. So as soon as all the guests had left, I changed clothes and I got ready because there was a party. I had everything I thought I need. I'm walking through the kitchen. My dad's at the kitchen table, sitting at the end by the phone. He's sucking on a Camel. And without looking up, he says, "Where are you going?" You know where I'm going. And he looked at me and he said, "No, where are you going?" "There's a party." "Are you working for me?" "Yeah." "And the only place you're going is to bed." You're driving to Plains, Montana. I'm waking you up at 2. You're picking Larry up at 3. So the 2 of you can be on the job at 7. That is, if you're working for me. If you're not working for me, then I guess you're going to the party. There wasn't an argument, and there was no stomping around me being mad. There was a decision to make, and it was mine. I went to bed, I got up at 3, I got to Plains. I ate breakfast, I was on the job by 7, and I was 17 years old, and I left home, and I never lived at home again. I'd visit during breaks, come back from school. By Rosemary's graduation, next year, my grandfather passed away. Next year at Sam's, Aunt Rose is gone. Uncle Cyril came along. And that group that had assembled for me had fewer and fewer each passing year. So you guys, if there's something for you this afternoon, just this, enjoy it right now. And let the people know who are here for you how much you enjoy them being here, because time passes and you move through it. So opportunity knocked for me, and I was ready to make the right decision. Well, what if I'd chosen to go to the party? I found another $5 an hour job, $5 an hour. Good wages at that time, double what my friends were making. So will you be ready when opportunity knocks for you? Be clean and sober to make good decisions. Own your mistakes, accept responsibility, and don't blame others, and have a plan. You cannot see the future, but you can make plans that help you to be in the right places at the right time with the right people. We're all on the same path, like that last photo in the new art collection that's in the hallway. That one picture above my classroom door, the path kind of curves around the corner. You can't see what's coming, but you're moving ahead. Time passes through it. And then Phoebe talked about the stenciled words on the wall there. Are there 6 more simple words? Be kind, be proud, and be fearless. But they are words to live by. And if you live them, you'll be ready for what comes. Oh, and the big party that I missed? Well, I heard that there was this huge line of cars snaking up the side of the hills to the Saltese Flats. Headlights appearing and disappearing around the corner as my friends headed for the hills. Wasn't long later, that line of cars came back down the hill. One Spokane County Sheriff in front with lights flashing. One sheriff car in the back. There was no party. I didn't miss anything. But if the party had been my decision, I wouldn't have had the money for tuition, board, or room, and I wouldn't be standing here today. You make good decisions, because time passes. I don't know what's next. Yes, I do. Tyler Baker, come on up.
So I had a bit of a speech prepared, and it was really basic on a note card, and I kind of went over it, but I really just wanted to talk from my heart. I wanted to explain my process of middle school I went to going to Hayes Freedom. So when I finished Chehalia Middle School, the next school I was going to go to would have been Mountain View, but my mother was really concerned about how I would do in a large high school with a lot of stress, a lot of classes, a lot of homework, a lot of stuff at the time I was not ready to deal with. And so my mom and I and my family looked everywhere for a really good high school that could help the things that I struggled with. And after a long search, my mom found Hayes Freedom High School. And at the time we lived in Vancouver, and when I had gotten in, my mom promised that we would find a place in Camas to move to. And so eventually we did, and we got to Hayes Freedom. And in 9th grade, I remember I would eat lunch in Mr. Brash's room because I didn't want to go out lunchroom and see other people. And I would always just have my head stuck in an art book. I didn't want to talk to people, and I was not that sociable. But now, as a senior at Hayes Freedom High School, I'm eating lunch in the hallway. I've got a really good group of friends. I orchestrated a table tennis club for my senior project. I do a lot of the debates, I've got a lot of friends. You've seen my yearbook, a lot of signatures. But, so I'm just very thankful that there's a school like Hayes Freedom High School out there where it's able to help kids that would not have done as well in a large school. And so So I'd like to thank my family, but especially my mother, and for going out of the way to help find Hayes Freedom and to help me get in. And I'd like to thank Mr. Brash for being a very big supporter for my 4 years letting me eat lunch in his room.
The sun, I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long and lonely winter. Little darling, it's been years since you've been here. Here comes the sun, here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, the smiles return to their faces. Little darling, it seems like years since you've been here. Here comes the sun, here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Sun, 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 here we come. Sun, 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 here we come. Little darling, I feel the ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been clear. Here comes the sun, here comes the sun, and I say it's alright.
Mrs. Spencer.
So, every year, we have the seniors select students and teachers to speak at graduation. And every year, I tell them to not pick me. For 7 ceremonies, I have not been chosen. Until this year, obviously, which just shows you guys are really not good at following directions. I hope you'll at least follow the ones I give you today. My concern in writing this speech was figuring out what I could say that A, I haven't already said in the 90 days we've had together this year, and B, what would be useful for you in your post-high school lives. You are surrounded here at Hayes by people with a lot more specific skills, talents, and wisdom than I have. There are teachers here who are super outdoorsy and athletic. I am not them. There are staff members with actual knowledge of sciencey things, and some who are able to do math for hours without crying. You know bakers and gearheads and speakers of Spanish with real experiences in Spain. Sometimes many of you accidentally call me Mrs. Winkley, but I think that's only because we're next door to each other and we're both short brunettes who talk a lot. She is much more politically savvy than I am and a lot more cheerful. And of course you have our Mr. Brash, his patience, his goofy sense of humor, and that volume. And I can't possibly compete with those traits. But here's the beauty of our school. We don't compete with one another. We are who we are, and that's what makes us extraordinary. For an unfortunate number of years, I focused on all the things I wasn't instead of the things I was. Becoming a part of Hayes Freedom High School helped me to appreciate the skills, the talents, and wisdom I do have. So here are a few things I learned about myself that I hope you can apply to yourselves in the coming years. First, be confident in what you do know and seek experts for what you don't. Like I just pointed out, there are a bunch of things I'm not awesome at, but I do know enough science to cook well and use sunscreen properly. I know enough technology to keep myself from throwing a computer across the room. I know enough math to shop on a budget and leave appropriate tips. And I know enough Espanol to find a bathroom in a few countries. Beyond this, I will ask for help because, interestingly, we are much smarter when we admit ignorance and then pay attention to the answers. Next, know your own strengths and weaknesses and live accordingly without shame, or adapt as necessary. I actually can play volleyball and table tennis reasonably well. Nobody challenged me, either. And once I ran a mile in 6.5 minutes. I hyperventilated and cried afterward, but I still did it. And I will never truly relish being outdoors for more than 6 hours in a row. But if the people I love beg me to go camping, I pack my camera, notebook, and pen, some chocolate, and I go without complaint. Maybe a little complaining, but very quiet. Third, stay informed beyond social media. Keep reading and learning about all sides of as many issues as you can, so you can move forward, have intelligent conversations, find your way around obstacles, or regroup after a setback. Plus, you'll gain loads of fun information to impress your friends and family. Finally, and this is actually my classroom speaking to you, notice as much as you can around you and make use of everything. The world is literally full of mysteries and potential adventures. Be ready to ask questions, solve problems, and take risks. You know how I have a story for every single thing we talk about in class. It's not just because I like trivia or that I'm old. It's also because when I go places and do things, I'm paying attention and I'm collecting stuff. Everything we see, experience, and really notice can change us for the better if we let it. I hope all of you found a new part of yourselves at Hayes Freedom. I hope you each discovered something that inspires a goal, directs you down a path, or 2, 3, or at least makes you look at things a little differently. Our Ken Kesey once said, "You don't lead by pointing and telling people someplace to go. You lead by going to that place and making a case." We at Hayes Freedom, the staff, have all come to this place to make a case for more kindness, pride, and fearlessness in the world. It's natural to finish high school and wonder what's next. What was that all for? And who am I? Remember Uncle Walt's question in "Oh Me, Oh Life, What Good Amid These?" And more importantly, remember his answer, that you are here, that life exists and identity, and that the powerful play goes on, and you may contribute a verse. Your powerful play goes on after today. What will your verse be? You are extraordinary in your own ways. Go be kind, be proud, and be fearless out there, and be sure to report back. Don't ask you to do anything that I won't do myself. Please welcome Daniela and Kara.
Thank you all for being here this afternoon. My name is Daniela Garcia.
And my name's Kara Blake. It's been 4 years since we all began our journey towards this moment, and all of us can easily say nothing went as planned throughout it. For example, some of us didn't even begin this journey at Hayes Freedom. Something happened in our lives that led us here. It isn't until after you start attending Hayes that you see the beauty in being a renegade, and that is that you'll never be alone. Yesterday was the last day that we would all gather together at Hayes as high school students. I know we've all been waiting for this day to leave and never look back, but before you do, take a look around you. Today, we are surrounded by loved ones who model what could possibly be our futures. Take advantage of the opportunity being given to us today to build the best future not only for ourselves, but for everyone around us.
We could always count on the amazing Renegade staff to help us through thick and thin, like senior English. I don't think either one of us could get up here and give a speech in front of a whole crowd if it wasn't for Ms. Spencer's pep talks, firm handshakes, and snack briberies to get up and present our senior boards. And Ms. Winkley for being there for me to tell me, "You've done amazing things. Now, just don't walk your knees and keep deep breaths," as they both pushed me into the room for that.
Every single teacher at Hayes has their own way of motivating individuals to succeed and do their best work. Mrs. Pierce's constant encouragement and understanding throughout this year got me through some of the biggest obstacles that life has thrown at me, and she's a bigger part of why I'm standing here today. Thank you for making my senior year special. I will never forget the first day I met Daniela on the transfer bus from Camas High to Hayes. Little did I know I was going to be looking at my science class buddy for about 6 quarters.
Each teacher has their own way, their own style of teaching, like Ms. Lorge. We both have personally spent a lot of time with her over the past few years. She's an outstanding woman, and we are grateful for all the memories we have with her. From dissecting a fetal pig, which Kara snapped mine's jaw because I would have cried if I had to do it, listening to the RNA ribosomes protein synthesis video, and having the class chant, "Ribosomes! RNA!" for a week straight.
And just like we promised, we will be back to visit. I've been attending Hayes for the last 3 years, and I still remember my first day like it was yesterday. On that day, I remember walking towards my first period class and seeing the tall Southern teacher who I'd met at orientation. Standing outside the classroom greeting those who walked in and those who passed by into the other classroom. Mr. Evans was the first teacher who I had a real conversation with, and now if you go to his classroom, you'll find my school photo taped to his tape dispenser.
We'd also like to thank Carl for bringing his German culture to our U.S. history class.
We will definitely miss him and we will definitely miss you, Harvey, and your playing the guitar in class and singing to us. Thank you for motivating us and forcing us to create our own things with our own minds. And thank you for being there for everyone.
We all have a role model, someone that inspires us to be a better person, to commit a life full of success. The first Hayes Freedom graduation I attended was in 2008, my now 25-year-old sister, Suzanne. 5 years later, I watched my sister Crystal walk the same stage and present her senior class with a speech. As I am today. All three of us have looked up to me not just as a person who helps us at our lowest, a mother figure. I couldn't be more grateful for you that you came into my life. Congratulations on being Community Most Distinguished Woman of 2015. You deserve it. We're all more than thank you how much you have helped us in this long journey here. Thank you for never giving up on us, for always opening the doors and creating an opportunity for us to create a brighter future. Mrs. Holmes, I'm here because of you. You have gave me all the tools to be successful, and I couldn't be more thankful for what you have done. I love you, and I will always promise to be proud and be fearless. Congratulations, class of 2015. We made it. And now with you, Mike Merlin and School Board President Mary Tipton.
All right, Renegades, are you ready? Parents, are you ready? All right, let's get to it. This senior class of 2015 has fulfilled all the graduation requirements of Hayes Freedom High School in the state of Washington. And so, Board President Tipton, on behalf of the Camas School District, the dedicated and talented Hayes Freedom High School staff, and the entire Camas community, I proudly present the Renegade Class of 2015.
On behalf of the Camas School Board, I accept this class of 2015 as having fulfilled all the requirements necessary to receive a diploma from Hayes Freedom High School.
Jordan Michael Johnson. Michael Thomas Hughes. Isaac Aaron Dietrich Shuttle. Joshua Jeffrey Page. Sophia Bell McKercher. Phoebe Nicole Judd. Tyler Backer. Zachary Dylan J. Pillen. Bryson Everett Dobson. Grant William Peck. Daniela Garcia Vargas. Kara Lynn Blake. Crystal Lynn Hurd. Mark Sergeyevich Tupikov. Hannah Marie Garner. Mackenzie Jaylene Espinoza. Elise McKenna Allen. Austin James Rutherford. Andrew Graham Horton. Jason Charles Stiles. Colby Damian James Torito. Nolan Jean Taylor. Michael Arthur Bucell. Christian Lee Gould. Alexander Matthew Smith. Scott Anthony Redmond. Braden Gerald Erickson. Brittany Marie Milbrat. Jordan Hayes Rule. Jeremy Tyler Marston. Zachary Lawrence Hausinger. Elaine Vivian Hunt. Austin Warren Schmunk.